about right.
It is just about right. And then I will get chat up.
All right.
And we'll see if we're actually on.
Confirm it. Yeah.
Confirm all that.
Yeah.
2, 3. And put that there. Boom. Boom. Hi, everybody. I think. Let's see if I know. Did you get a butt buzz for Twitch? Do you get a butt buzz for Twitch?
Oh, no, I don't have the...
You don't have it so you get notified?
You know what? I do whenever I see it. I don't see it when we're doing our show. That's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. Well,
Yeah.
now we should get buzzed on Twitch. You should get buzzed on Facebook. You should get buzzed on Discord.
Okay.
I got all the things going. Let's see if we're actually live, though, because I don't even see us live on Facebook.
Oh, wait,
here we are.
I just got it. I see it.
Hey, you can you hear us now? You can hear us.
Great.
Oh, well, hi.
Pre-show, everybody.
It's Heidi and...
Dean.
And it's Happy Little Miniatures time. Yay! Let's see if we actually...
I don't know if anybody heard that, but we'll try it out. Okay, we're testing the sound here.
We're testing sound there. Oh, yeah, we should probably see if we can hear it. And it's Happy Little Miniatures time. Hey, you can hear it. Hey,
cool.
We're just testing our sound effects.
Yeah, we have to make sure they work.
We didn't do a sound test before we came on.
We didn't.
We were running a little
I didn't
bit,
even realize it.
I know, right? What
it's totally fine. It's better to just jump in anyway.
I agree.
Yeah, you can always just
gonna do
figure it out.
Share of we're painting. We are painting.
Yes, we are, and we are live.
And we are live.
Hot mic.
Live. All right, and so I'm gonna share that on GirlzgameToo.
Okay, we're just making sure we're on all the medias.
Yeah, I'm just making sure everybody is working with us now.
We're dominating all the medias.
We do want to dominate. Yes. All right. Hey, we're live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Oh, we didn't check Twitch. How can we not?
It's not about subbing the medias. It's about doming the medias. Come on.
Uh-oh.
That's what we're about.
Uh-oh. How are we not live on Twitch?
Oh, that might be a different show, but you know what I'm talking about.
This is not...
Okay, we're just still checking.
We're checking to make sure we're actually on Twitch.
We got the notification. Anybody that's on Twitch that sees us or hears us, sees the screen but hears our voices.
No, because it does not looking good.
We want the heads up on that so we can get to painting, because we don't want to paint without you seeing it.
We want everybody with us.
All this hundred orc and goblin army that we are painting. This is probably 100, isn't it? The zombicide.
This is, I counted it at one point.
You did?
There's 9 across.
Okay.
And I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 63.
Okay, that's close enough to 100. That might as well be 100.
Is that 63 or is that 84? That's 63.
Yeah.
And then you have the heroes on top of that.
Oh, that's how you get to
So, hey, look, we are.
Okay, we're live.
I think we are live. It looks like, live. Hey,
we got screen. We got
Woo,
screen.
Yeah, we got screen. That is good.
Okay.
So now we just got to make sure. And you know what?
We got mini sign.
Wait, check it out real quick. I'm going to go to this.
Okay, we're going to do one quick little check.
Real quick. Check this out. This is the new Twitch dashboard.
Okay, when did they update it?
In the last month.
Okay.
So, while we're in pre-show, I'm going to go ahead and run a little 60-second ad break. We're going to take a little ad.
Oh, okay. You're testing it out? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to take a commercial, and this commercial does benefit us.
Okay.
Yeah. But if we do the 60-second ad break now, then there won't be an ad break during. We get like 30 minutes off, or we get an hour off from ads.
Okay, part of the new format. Okay.
Yes, so we can do like continuous ads where like every 15 minutes they're going to have ads. Or I could do a 60-minute ad break, and boom, we don't have ads for an hour.
Okay.
So I like this plan. So we're going to try this.
Let's do it.
And so...
I want to see what happens.
yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what happens myself.
Okay, so apparently the ad is recording right now.
Apparently, in another minute, or it's still going.
It's doing the countdown for the ad.
Or I'm not sure. Are you guys seeing an ad?
Yeah, anybody that's on.
Yeah, we have a viewer. Are you seeing the ad now?
Yeah. What are you seeing?
We're kind of curious to see what's happening.
You seeing the screen? Yeah. Is it making you refresh?
And in case you're curious, we are still our holiday drawing started yesterday. We are giving away a copy of Unstable Unicorns this month.
Okay.
So anybody who subscribes to our Twitch channel gets in between November 14th and December 14th.
We'll make sure to add
into the drawing.
We'll make sure to mention it again.
We will.
Because we got a commercial coming up right now.
It's either coming up right now or it. Oh, here it comes. Oh, it finished. So now pre-roll ads are disabled for 20 minutes. See how that worked?
Okay.
Okay.
So a new feature we're testing out.
New feature, yeah.
Okay, so now we can go.
All right, so there we go.
We can go to screen and.
Now we're definitely gonna go to screen.
Yeah, let's do it.
And get to painting.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Hey, we did the ad. Hi.
All right. Hello.
Hey, everybody. I'm up here.
Yeah.
Dane.
Hey.
Hey, we're a little red.
We're in the corner.
Yeah.
And this is our paint station screen, so that the magic.
You can see us. Magic
absolutely,
fingers.
Exactly.
Hopefully you're not getting too much delay there.
So happy little miniatures. Yeah, that's us.
Happy. Yeah.
We're gonna continue.
We didn't do the title.
Oh yeah, we need the title.
I normally have a title there for him to direct
so he can
to.
point at it.
The little image, but you didn't get it today.
It would have been.
It would have been like right
here.
Here.
Happy little miniatures. Time.
We have sound effects now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're super nerdy and excited about that.
Yeah. So tell us what you think of the sound effects.
So I got a little bit excited. I'm like trying to work around this light.
What did you get excited about, Heidi?
I got excited about priming this week.
Oh, priming, yeah, that's what we're doing.
And I primed
that's
63 zombies and plague beared their flesh.
In 1 week.
Yeah, well, I actually just did it in less
than one night.
It was pretty much a night. I sat here.
In 1 hour.
And it took a little more than an hour. It took about 2 episodes of Arrow and an episode of Flash.
Okay, well that's really good though.
Yeah.
For a whole army.
Yeah.
And that's using the contrast primer.
I turned on Netflix.
And
I'm like, you know what? I think I can put Netflix on my computer. I had never done it before.
Just binged a couple of shows.
I did. I just binged a couple of shows while I sat here and primed and plague beared.
But does it count does it count as binging if it's only like 3 episodes?
Oh well, I have been.
It has to be at least 8,
I have
right?
been binging the entire Arrowverse. I found this site that actually told me. Squirrel, we do this, by the way.
You all know by now.
If you're our followers, you know this about us. I found this site, actually, that shows me how to watch the shows between Arrow, Supergirl, Flash, Vixen, Constantine, all of them.
Constantine.
Yeah, the entire Arrowverse. How to watch the shows in order like you were seeing them on TV, like they were shown.
Oh,
so I have been doing that.
Oh, jeez.
I had originally watched Supergirl up until like the 3rd season. Then I found this. And I'm like, oh. So I stopped and I went back to season 1 and started watching everything in order. So now I'm in season 5 of Arrow, season 4 of Supergirl, I think it is.
Okay.
And season 4 of Flash, something like that. Anyways, yeah. So it's crazy the way that it all intertwines. And then Legends of Tomorrow, that one too.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, so they
Legends
all
of
intertwine.
Tomorrow.
It's crazy the way these shows all have like crossovers. And so yeah, it's been fun. Legends of Tomorrow, the Legends, so they go through time and correct aberrations in history.
Okay,
so that's kind of fun.
Like Sliders.
I don't know if I know Sliders. I know Quantum Leap.
Oh, well, it was around the same time. It was Jerry O'Connell from Stand By Me.
I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was
not personally, but
yeah. Oh, you do. Wow.
I do know some people personally, but not him. So all right.
Who do you know personally?
We'll have to talk about that.
Keep
off
that
camera.
a secret. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm
right.
still trying to get a few of them on my show.
I know somebody that knows Svengoolie.
Ooh.
You know Svengoolie?
I don't know Svengoolie.
I know somebody who knows him, but I haven't heard a thing about it yet. So maybe you never know.
Fun little story. I did play.
So Connie, if you're watching, I'm still interested in doing a puppet show.
So I'm glad that you grabbed the.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call. With a different person though.
I'm glad you grabbed these.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh yeah. So
these guys, he's gonna work on these guys all on the end.
The big
here.
guys. I'm gonna work on the big guys.
Case,
this row. Wait.
Oh, here we're gonna bring this in.
Oh yeah.
On
We need
camera.
to be able to see the whole thing.
So this is the whole thing I worked on was.
Yeah.
This whole tray.
Right.
Here. All right. So today we're gonna work on the leather.
Yep.
Which I did actually do a couple of these.
Big areas.
A couple of these are my leather, so they're not as good as yours.
This is a general to specific kind of thing. So most of the miniatures are mostly skin. So that's the
mostly
first
skin.
color we did after we did the prime.
Yes.
Second color is you go from general to specific. Okay, well then the clothing is usually the next thing. If the skin is the most dominant thing, like a barbarian or something like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then you start doing like the belts and the armor.
So, yeah, because there's some armor and there's some belts and then there's some bandages.
Yep, the bandages will go after that. So that's kind of the order we're going.
That's kind of the order, exactly. So now it's clothing, which I'm saying leather because we're making it kind of a leather kind of look like they skinned animals to make their clothing.
Yeah, snake bite leather.
Yes, exactly. That is what we're using.
Yep.
And so I'm making Dane do these guys.
Okay.
Because they all have
I'm just now finding this out, but I was going to do them anyway. So how about that?
They have these scary masks.
Oh,
right?
no, that's why.
And that is why.
Okay.
And I have yet, there's another one.
To figure it out.
I've yet exactly think I'm good enough. I'm sure I'm going to do one just so I can say, see, this is the one I did.
Like what part is face and what part is mask, but we'll figure it out.
I think we've done a fairly good job.
Actually, yeah, I think we did kind of figure it out last time.
I think this one is harder to tell.
Your camera's working really good today. I don't know what it is, but it's really figuring it out pretty good.
I think I did fairly well here figuring this out, that the ears are not part of this hood, but this one is wearing a hood. Do you see that?
Yep, I do.
And
it's got little flaps on the side.
Yeah. And if it's a hood with like ear holes.
Okay.
You see that? And that took me a minute to find out. So there's a couple where I actually painted the hood green because I thought it was part of his head.
Right.
And then I realized, oh no, that's an ear with hood holes.
Okay.
So that's going to be another one that's
tricky.
Not fun.
Yeah. So in those kind of cases, you can always cover up your mistakes with the primer again.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and that's what they suggest. You know,
okay.
The GW suggests.
And I did get more gray sear.
Good, awesome. That's my favorite of the two.
Yes, I did. And I also picked up
the two primers.
Have you tried this? I picked up. This is for actually another game I'm doing, but I picked up this Corax White. Have you seen
so that's the other. They usually use it as it was normally only in spray. And it's just it's like a really very slightly off white.
Right.
Matter of fact, they had a color just like it before called ceramite white, and it was supposed to be specifically for priming.
So.
And they got rid of it, because they have the Corax, so it was like redundant.
Okay, so I was thinking for doing like that comic book kind of Borderlands thing, like we were talking about.
Use the Corax
would be a
for
good,
sure.
Good base.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And matter of fact,
that's why I picked it up.
That Beholder I did was primed in ceramite white.
Oh, okay.
Which is, like I said,
was wondering. And then
virtually the same.
What did you use the Abaddon, or what did you use with that?
No, I didn't use any black. I used the grays.
You did use the Basilica gray?
Yes, I used
I actually got
the first color was Apothecary white and then Basilicanum gray.
Okay.
Those were the only two colors I used besides the primer.
So you used the contrast.
Yep.
Apothecary white.
Yep.
Which is right there.
Yep.
And then you popped onto it. actually have that basilica.
We're talking about that beholder I did last week.
Yeah.
And this is a basilicanum.
I
found it.
Have some.
That's the basilicanum. So you can see that it's not. It's a dark gray, right?
Oh, there it is.
It's a dark kind of blue gray, bluish. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking about doing the wacky races as.
Okay.
Is just that kind of comic book, like it's a black and white comic book.
And it would just get in the recesses and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you can try it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's gonna be good. Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on to our leathers.
Yes, we're gonna go and get
we're
those
just
done
gonna.
today,
I think I'm just gonna.
Try to.
I'm gonna just work down the rows.
Yeah. Well, and here's one other thing.
I think what you were doing as
well.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. For I'm gonna finish this row up first, and then do. Oh,
and he is
can't
one
see
of.
all the. Well, it doesn't matter. Everybody will trust that we're gonna do that.
That we're gonna do it the way that we're saying.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah.
We are.
Oh, yeah, this is one of them.
That's what I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought he was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, he doesn't have the same thing.
Oh, he's got the spikes, so he's on this side. But
yeah.
It's an extra one. That's very confusing.
No, so there's a whole line of extra ones.
Oh, and this is one of the extra. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, we'll get.
We were confusing him.
We'll get started here.
All right.
So I need some snakebite leather is what I need.
That I have.
We're gonna continue. Yeah, I don't have that color, so.
That I do have.
That's one
right
I have
there.
to borrow. Okay.
Now we just did that straight on without any medium.
Yep. I don't always like to use the medium, but.
And you know what? I ended up when I did the plague bearer flesh. I did not add any medium either. I just went straight on as well.
So sometimes your brush will get kind of stiffened out from the paint. Especially this contrast paint, for some reason it has that kind of quality to it. Rather than just like poking it into the water or whatever to try to straighten out the bristles, it's good to get the brush wet, and then just kind of like tease the brushes back into shape.
Oh, this is a very good tip.
Yeah, because if you just try to like, okay, I'm gonna force it to be springy again, you can ruin the point. Right.
So just kind of get a little moist?
Just a little bit of water, yeah. Because it tends to stiffen the brush up a little bit. The contrast paint does. And
yes, it does.
You know, and that's a different kind of once again, it's a different kind of thing that happens with this paint. So
even once you clean your brushes, it will just it is this very strange kind of phenomenon. But you do not want to add water to the contrast paint.
No, not when you're painting.
No. Oh. Now, I did run into hydrophobia on those. I real quick painted up the monuments from Victorian Mastermind. We played Victorian Mastermind yesterday on our show, and I real quick painted up, and not even thinking, I just started, and it was just so hydrophobic. The paint just kind of just wiped away immediately. It wouldn't stick at all.
Oh,
and
okay.
So I actually came up with a very ingenious way for a quick bath for the miniatures. Is I took a big Ziploc, and threw in some hot water and some Dawn dish soap and all the miniatures, and then I just did it like a shake and bake shake for like a minute.
Okay.
And then I rinsed them and dried them, and they were done. They were good. So that's a way to do a whole bunch of miniatures really quick.
Okay. Everybody see this? Oh yeah, good. It's working.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see how I'm painting too. Again, I didn't even mean to go over that one, but you try not to go over your previous layer if you can with this particular kind of paint. And I think that's why people get mixed results, is because they're using it, they're expecting the same result with a different kind of
They're
paint.
expecting to be able to cover their mistakes with it.
Yeah, you definitely.
I even sometimes make that mistake.
You really can't do that.
You can't. It's very transparent.
In acrylic, they call that burning into the canvas when you're painting acrylic canvas painting. You kind of it does like kind of have that effect where it looks like it's kind of been there's like a hole there where it should be paint, and what it does is it's peeling off the previous layer of paint. So that's definitely something that can happen with this stuff. And then, of course, alternatively, you see that I'm not just pulling it on either. This is all straight out of the pot color. So it's definitely going to be a lot thicker. Everybody kind of see what's going on here? Like that. And like that in the front there. So I'm not going to do any more to that whole section. I am going to try to get underneath the cloth though. With some paint. But this guy's mostly metal plates.
He is mostly, which I'm thinking we should use that, what is, lead buster, or what is that called?
Lead belcher?
Yes, belcher.
But, well, I'm actually thinking before that to do Black Templar.
Oh, before?
Yes, and then you can dry brush on the...
The lead belcher?
Yeah.
Okay, that could be cool.
Yeah, because with metallics, it's generally not a super great idea. Generally, there's always going to be exceptions. To put the paint on top of a light primer or any kind of lighter color. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind for anybody that's starting out. Anytime you do a metallic, you want it to be at least be a darker color. It doesn't necessarily have to be black. But generally, it's a better effect because you're getting, you're basically blocking out the mass tone undertone effect, right?
If you use a darker color,
underneath for armor, any kind of metallic, because it blocks out the what'll happen with the white. If you have white underneath, you don't get the metallic effect.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's, you're... and I don't know how else to explain it other than that white paint is, brighter, right?
Right.
So it doesn't even have to necessarily be white paint. It's a light, anything that's a lighter color. It's not going to come out quite as intense as if you have black. And like I said, it has to do with the previous layer underneath, which was the primer layer. So in a lot of ways, metallics are almost all mass tone. And you can do some really interesting glazes and stuff like that, more advanced as you get further along. But generally speaking, if you treat it like it's a top layer, no matter what, then you'll probably get better results. So, ideally, I'm actually using a fairly big brush for this, and I may switch out to a smaller one.
I'm kind of going back and forth. For the skirt, I'm using a little bit bigger, but when I get to the top, I'm using that eyelash brush, basically, because it gets a little bit tricky up there, working that top on this guy. Now,
yeah, that's where you have
the guy I just did.
That's where having a slightly smaller brush is definitely going to be beneficial.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you see how it kind of goes up over his shoulder there, just barely. And when you use that bigger brush, it just becomes a real mess. At least in my experience. I just don't have the same control.
Well, you also see how we're both painting pretty slowly. It's definitely a different way of painting. And I know I've mentioned that probably every single time we do this. But just trying to reiterate.
So the skin I was able to probably slap on a little quicker than this, just because this is a little more making sure it goes in the right spot and not in the wrong spot. And there's some smaller spots, right? So yeah, I think it is a little slower. I will agree with that. But I think it's still faster than
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, the paint actually does. I don't know why
the paint kind of still just kind of flows for you.
Yeah, I had really bad luck with it, the paint not seeming to dry, seeming like it was drying as fast as I was expecting it to. The first night I did that Beholder night.
Oh.
I don't know what it was.
Well, maybe it was. There might have been the humidity in the place, or
yeah, just something about the temperature.
Temperature.
Right.
There's so many things that could have changed it.
I've noticed sometimes it seems like when it starts getting this colder weather here that...
I will agree. Yeah. Now, I have found that working under these lights actually helps.
Okay.
and just, you know, in it working better. Mm-hmm. You know, and besides the fact that you can see.
Sure.
And that always helps.
Yeah, it might be a factor.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so that guy's done. I'm going to try to do that without the visor this time.
Are you warm? I mean, if these lights can get warm, I can turn the air on.
Oh no, it's I'm just trying to see if I can have the same result from painting without the visor, without relying on it.
Oh, but he's so cute in the visor, don't y'all think?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Right? I meant to be on Facebook because I don't always see all the comments on this.
Oh.
And so we're still in our disabled for our preload ads, and
okay, good.
I think this will show me the Facebook comments.
So that means anytime you're on watching us, you won't have to have an ad pop up suddenly.
No, not suddenly.
For the next 10 minutes or so, right?
I'm gonna be hopefully in control of them, at least if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
If I remember to do them correctly, then I can go, okay, we're going to do the ad now at a good breaking moment.
Oh, okay. It lets you control when...
Right. So you can control when you're doing the ad instead of it just being automatically like, oh, crap, they're right in the middle of a great moment of the game or a great... I wanted to see what he did with that miniature. And then it went to ad. So that's the other reason to do your own, besides the fact that if you run the 60-second ad break, then you get 20 minutes of ad-free viewing. Cool. But you can get complete ad-free viewing if you subscribe to our channel. And you can subscribe to our channel for free if you have Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah, which is what I did.
And
or you gave me a subscription, didn't you? I forgot.
I think you might have gotten gifted one,
yeah.
But you have to renew it each month.
Oh, I have to renew it. Okay.
And
good reminder for those who haven't.
Yes. And if you either renew a subscription or get a subscription this month between 11/14, which was yesterday, and 12/14, so in the next 30 days, you will be entered into a drawing to win the game. Unstable Unicorns. Hi, DJ Willie. How are you today? Welcome.
See, just in time.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
Like, follow, subscribe. Right?
Yes. Actually, DJ Willie is one of our Arizona streaming fellow streamers.
There you go.
Are you not? I think you are.
Awesome.
Yeah. Welcome. Okay. Thank you.
I'm just doing little touch-ups that I missed. I just noticed a whole section that I missed. So.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
That happened to me a lot with the Plague Bearer.
Well, yeah, once you're painting multiples, you'll definitely start.
And then I was like, I would look back at something, I'm like, oh my god, his whole left side isn't even painted.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're great.
Pretty simple.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are y'all? Are you streaming later today, or this weekend? If so, we're going to tell everybody to go check out your show.
That means he is.
Yay!
He said yes.
That's fantastic. Well, everybody, you need to go check out DJ Willie Show on Twitch.
All right. What does DJ cover?
Yeah. What are you playing today?
Let's see here. Let's see.
I gotta tell you this.
Just did one. Oh, look at that.
Fantastic.
There you go. All right.
We're so glad that you joined us when you were finished. What did you play? Or what did you do?
Oh, we need that paper towel. Now that I think about it.
Here we go.
Yeah. There we go.
We're recycling paper towel.
There we go.
feel free to give to our coffee so we can buy paper towels.
I have some that are from probably a year ago.
Sound desperate at all. So, all right, I'm going to the Facebook Live.
We got more.
Oh, we got a comment from Brad.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, I was on something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking in?
Yeah, he was checking in.
All right, I'm going to put these guys back for now because their leather is done.
Woo, yay!
We are doing contrast. Sneak peek. Atari month.
Atari month is in December?
Had no idea.
I'm so glad you told me.
Yeah, so we'll have to check out Atari month, everybody.
So is that something that you can download, or does that many people still have Ataris? Because I used to have mine till my ex made me get rid of it.
We got lots of this paint. I went ahead and
Frog,
got more.
what's your favorite Atari game? Did you grow up with Atari? Now I'm going to date myself that I did.
I did as well. So we definitely are that generation.
What was your favorite Atari game?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
I did actually had an Intellivision.
You were the Intellivision people.
Yeah,
so there was Atari people and there was Intellivision people.
One of those weirdos. Yeah. And does everybody know? Mattel made the Intellivision.
Really?
Yes, Mattel, believe it or not. Mattel had an electronics division.
Well, Atari came from Japan.
Sure, yeah, and they that was
the original Sony.
Probably they probably had their.
My dad actually worked with the people who worked on Atari.
Their hands in a lot of other company business.
Oh yes, they did.
Right? Not just video games.
No. They actually started in TV and VCRs.
See that? There you go.
And microwaves.
Just how Nintendo had already been around for I think like 100 years. Yeah, so it's a really old company.
Which is why I should have never gotten rid of my Atari, because I had one of the prototype Ataris. I bought the Flashback series. All is left is Volume 3 featuring Atari 5200.
Sweet.
Cool.
The 5200, so that probably would have been one of the last ones around the time ColecoVision came out, and then Nintendo.
Yeah, I had like the 26.
Nintendo came out, yeah, the 2600 was definitely the most famous.
Yeah.
But by the time it got up to 5200, that was right before the crash, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ColecoVision came out, and then the market crashed because they were coming out with games like based on everything.
And the PC came out. So the CompuServe PC came out when ColecoVision came out.
An affordable PC,
and so people started buying PC games.
Right.
So that's what killed Atari, and it wasn't until I'm not sure if it was PlayStation or if it was the Nintendo, which was first. I think it was PlayStation actually that was first to come out with another console that worked. 7800 was the last one before the Jaguar.
Oh wow! I didn't even.
Oh, okay. Thank you, DJ Willie. Now we know.
I think they're coming out with a retro of the Jaguar, I believe. I'm not positive on that, but for some reason I remember reading about something like that.
Plus the arcades got really big too.
The arcades were the systems were not they couldn't capture enough of the arcade until of course the Nintendo came out, and then
exactly
they were getting a lot closer to arcade version by then. But that was after the crash, because the crash pretty much destroyed the whole market. But the crash was because they were coming out with games that just basically just sucked. They weren't doing quality. They were just coming out with whatever. It was like Beanie Babies, where they were oversaturating their own market. And they were coming out with stuff, and then the prices didn't really match the quality of the stuff. And yeah, it was just like a series of things. It's kind of similar to what happened with comics when it crashed in the 90s. I want to say it was the 90s.
When it went from the golden age to the...
Well, when it was in the 90s, it was when they were coming out with all the gimmicky covers, and they were coming out with like tons of variants, and
kind of true.
Again, kind of oversaturating the market, and kind of competing with, not necessarily competing with themselves. It's kind of hard, like... The quality just plummeted, basically, because they were trying to just make it a collector's market instead of a reader's market.
Yes.
And they couldn't keep up. So I've been getting lots of phone calls. So if anybody's on Facebook and trying to contact me, the best way to contact me would be on the Facebook Live comments section, because I won't be able to answer.
Did you share? Phone calls. Did you share to your Facebook?
Oh no, I don't think I did.
You totally can.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
then they
I
would
didn't
know.
think about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, but I'm suddenly just getting a lot of phone calls. I never get phone calls.
Well, I hope everything's okay.
Well, it's not even numbers I recognize, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely screening them. So
okay.
Yeah. I did
7800 was able to play 2600 cartridges, not Atari 5200.
Huh.
Well, that's fascinating.
It was like it was one of the first backwards compatible.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Sounds like it. But yeah, Nintendo started out as a card company, and
I might be able to share it on your timeline. I don't know if it'll automatically share though.
Yeah.
Depends on your settings.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure how to do it, so.
Oh.
I have to.
Alright, well I can do that.
Cool.
As long as your thing accepts it.
Okay.
So
this guy's a lot trickier, unfortunately. Trying to get his leathers all taken care of here. Definitely trickier.
Alright, I should be able to. Oh, I know. I got to go to your site. I think that's what I have to do.
And then share it?
I think so. Either that or I have to do it from your phone.
Okay, so we're working with contrast, and we are getting pretty far along here. You're finishing up your pointing, accusing goblins here. Orcs.
Oh, I bet you. I wonder if I can.
Orcish goblins.
Tag you. Yeah, weren't you painting something, DJ? For some reason, I have memory of that. Were you working on something? Brad gets in here. I can find out if he started working on his Star Trek.
Yeah, he's supposed to paint those Star Trek, or I'm going to. And I'm painting them all red shirts. I already promised that would be what I would do if I were painting them.
That's right.
Yep. And I forget, we said there was...
So my favorite game was Frogger. Okay. I also really liked Asteroids. But once Frogger came out, Frogger was like my end all.
Okay.
And I had somebody actually the other day when I was driving in rush hour say that that driving in rush hour was like the ultimate live Frogger game.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, I saw an accident on my way home today.
It made me think of that. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is when you have to, get on and cross 5 lanes of traffic. And...
Well, that's what happened. What made the accident happen was that somebody was crossing through. Whenever there's gridlock, and then somebody lets you in to do a left turn. You end up, you want it to. You hope that the person wants to do a right turn, and it ends up being a left turn almost every time.
Right.
And they were in on 7th Street, so they have the suicide lanes on 7th Street. So there was somebody going straight on through. Ran right into her.
All right, so in case you're not in Arizona,
yeah, and
you're watching us, and you're like, "What the hell is a suicide lane?"
Well, it's Arizona.
Because that is something I don't think they use that term in all states. Yeah. So you have traffic that goes this one way, and you have traffic that goes the opposite way, and then there is a turn lane. There is a lane that is for turning. Mm-hmm. That is actually what it's for.
Yeah.
It's not for merging. Yeah. And it is a turn lane.
Only for turning.
That is in between both lanes of traffic.
But it's only during certain times of day.
In the state of Arizona, people will use that as a merging lane, even though technically that is illegal, even in this state. But it is a very common practice to do in this state. And if you are in a car accident while merging, you will be found in the wrong, just so you know. In case you don't know that and you live in Arizona, because it is illegal. So the only thing that is legal to do from those lanes is to turn. Well, they are turn lanes.
Unless it's 7th Street or 7th Avenue.
And those are on certain times.
Yeah, and certain times of day.
Certain times of days, those lanes actually become actual traffic lanes that you
which
cannot
is
turn
even
from.
worse because
Yes.
what is normally what is normally only a turn
That's
lane
in downtown Phoenix.
becomes a third lane.
Yes.
Which is bananas. It's
Right.
just bananas to me.
And it becomes bananas because people use it like it's an HOV.
Exactly.
And
that's how that guy
zoom down it.
And that's how that guy hit that girl that was she was turning left, totally clear. She had her nose in the lane. And that's how she got hit. So it wasn't like a catastrophic accident.
It was the first closest to a good arcade game on a home console at that they came. Yeah, that's true. Pole position racing. Oh, 5200 or 2600 Ataris didn't have pole position, but they had Pong. I don't know. I don't think they did have pole position racing, and it was the first closest to a good arcade game on a home console. What about Pac-Man? They had Pac-Man.
Pac-Man wasn't good. A good arcade version, though.
No, that's probably true.
It wasn't accurate to the arcade. It was actually very disappointing to a lot of people.
That's probably true. All right.
Yeah, well, it was
the arcade. I'll
oh
give
yeah,
you
see
that.
that's the
as that qualification.
Back then, especially, Nintendo was like by the time Nintendo happened, they were finally starting to catch up a little bit, but it was still way.
Well, golly, I didn't know next month was Atari month. I know somebody who actually won awards as an Atari player.
That's why I can't stand when people say 8-bit. It's like, oh, Nintendo. No, 8-bit. No, there were arcade games that were 8-bit.
Way before Nintendo.
And they were way better. Way better graphics, way better sound. The original Mario Brothers, for example, Burger Time. Those weren't 16-bit games.
This one's going to be fun.
But anyway,
see, he just has little old skirt.
It didn't even have to do with how many bits it was.
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't think you should just take it straight out of the pot because it seems like more's drying here.
I don't know. I'm used to it, I guess.
All right.
Well, and plus, there's a higher chance that you're gonna knock it over.
That's true because I am a knocker.
Well, I have a sound effect for that. So.
Do you? He's already ready for it. Oh my god!
It hasn't happened yet, so that's why.
Okay, this is
I had to
just
jump the gun on it a
up
little bit.
like you would not believe. So I'm just gonna clean it.
Is it a bristle brush?
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a natural bristle brush.
Yeah, that definitely will happen with those pretty quickly.
Round china.
Well, it doesn't tell you all you need to know.
It does not tell me all I need to know.
Yeah, this guy is really a pain in the ass when it comes to getting these leathers just right.
Right? Yeah.
This guy.
That's why.
Well, it's not even the mask. I'm not even gonna. I'm doing black for the mask actually.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I think change it up a little bit on that.
Black or wildwood?
Well, wildwood probably wouldn't look any different than the snakebite leather.
You don't think so?
When they're right next to each other. Yeah, probably not. I don't know. It's kind of funny that they came out with so many colors of that contrast paint, of the paint we're using, because you don't really need all of them.
It is kind of fascinating to me how many different shades they have, which I think encourages you to mix.
Well,
because I'm that person.
Or just buy more, right?
Well, that's true.
It definitely encourages you to buy more paint.
Well, that's probably true.
Which, it's funny that the kind of things that people think that GW is so sneaky about.
I have bought quite a bit.
Versus the things that never seem to come up. The things that actually do make sense. Like, of course, that's why they would have so many different colors.
But there isn't a color I haven't used yet that I have bought.
Uh-huh.
So,
are you sure about that?
Of the contrast.
I think there's like 50 colors.
Well, that I bought.
Oh, you've tried them all. Okay.
Well, I haven't tried them all.
You've tried all the ones that you've bought.
But I have, of all the ones that I've bought.
Okay.
I normally bought them for a very specific use or for a reason, and I've ended up using them.
Right.
So, at least some of it, and then sometimes even more than once. So, Pac-Man on Atari 5200 was much better version than to the 2600.
There we go.
Well,
I still remember how much the 2600 one sucked when I started playing. Like, I went back and played it, and like, wow, this was supposed to be impressive back then. Even by those standards back then, it was like, wow, this is kind of
yeah,
kind of like the ET of
like when you go
Pac-Man
back
conversions, or certain versions, yeah, exactly. Oh, I did that with some Intellivision games, and it was not pretty. So, but on the other hand, there were other Intellivision games, particularly by a brand that went out of business a long time ago. Long time ago. That they made third-party games. They weren't like official Intellivision, you know, like how Nintendo has third-party games.
Right.
And their games are still impressive for what they were, which is saying a lot, definitely. One of them was called Dragonfire.
The reason why I chose Atari Month in December, it was the first console that was gifted to me in Christmas 1985. That's awesome. I think that's a great idea.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Well, I'm definitely tune in for Atari Month on DJ Willie's show. I think that just sounds awesome.
Yeah, if you need to have a guest talk about video game nostalgia, I'm definitely down for that for sure. At some point or another, could even just do like a Skype thing or something. If it's distance is an issue.
He's here in town. He's one of the Arizona streamers, so he is here in town.
Yeah, but I mean in town.
Yeah, it could
is like
be long
50-mile radius, right?
That's true. Our in town is pretty wide.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm like, I'll say maybe to something, because whenever people say Phoenix, sometimes they mean like Gold Canyon. Like, no, that is not Phoenix. Sorry.
I've had people say Phoenix and mean Carefree.
Yeah, that is not Phoenix. Sorry. Nope.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're mountain people. That's a mountain.
Yeah.
And I'll call them mountain people, and they'll be like, why are you calling me? I'm like, you live up on North Mountain. That's mountain.
You literally live in the mountains.
You're North Mountain people. Yeah. I'm a South Mountain person.
North Phoenix. North Phoenix and South Phoenix, right?
Exactly. I mean, I live just under South Mountain, and you're way up here on North Mountain, and y'all don't think that's y'all don't know the valley very well, do you? I mean, we're surrounded by mountains. There's Red Mountain, North Mountain, South Mountain.
Yeah, I think
the Superstition Mountains. We have quite a few, and then anyone who is from Colorado or even Washington State and have seen actual mountains comes to Arizona and says, where are the mountains?
Right.
I heard you were surrounded by mountains.
Well, we hide them pretty well too, though.
But they are part of the Rockies.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we can still claim mountainhood. They're just little bitty mountains. I mean, at least Humboldt is. Up there in Flagstaff, it's part of the Rockies, and the Mogollon Rim is. It's part of the Colorado Plateau. That's part of the Rockies.
Okay.
So every mountain range has a plateau. If you know anything about geology, and the Colorado Plateau that is our Mogollon Rim is the plateau of the Rockies.
Okay.
So for every up, you have to have a down. Yin and yang.
Salty is whining.
Yes, if you're hearing that whine, it's your 3-year coming up. That's fantastic.
Of streaming?
I think so.
Wow. That's definitely impressive.
We just finished our 1-year anniversary, which I'm still in shock over. That we've been doing this a year.
Yeah.
The channel has been
going. Yeah, this has
Yeah.
been going on a little bit less time.
A little bit less, but the channel itself, it's been going a year, and I'm super proud of that.
Year anniversary? Yeah. All
Woo-hoo!
right, yeah.
Yay!
There we go.
Woo-hoo! Give ourselves a little pat on the back.
Okay, yeah, you can stop now. See what I mean? It's like it's perfect for like okay.
It's like all right. So my birthday, is the same week as your birthday.
Yes.
And so the puppet players are
Okay.
doing the Die Hard Christmas.
Yes, they are. I saw that.
Yeah, and so a bunch of us are going to try, which I didn't get to see it last time.
I know, me either. So I would love to see it.
So a bunch of us are going to try to go December 6th.
Okay.
That Friday. Do
That
you think
Friday,
you might be able to go?
Maybe.
So, because that would be awesome if you could. I have yet to get my tickets, but I'm going to...
Is it the guild that's doing it?
No, it's just me and some friends.
Okay.
to kind of go for it's birthday week kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, so, that could be fun.
Okay.
And so if you wanted to go,
yeah,
I could get a ticket for your birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because it's your birthday too.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will.
So
I'll look at my dates.
Your calendar.
Yeah, because I definitely want to see it.
Yeah.
And that sounds like the perfect time to see it.
Right? I think so too.
But I can't honestly recall if I have a thing going on.
What you got going? Well, and it's so our birthdays are on the same week, Dane and I.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sagittarius.
We are both Sagittarius. He's the 4th. I'm the 5th. I don't think it's the same year.
I'm the 4th Sagittarius. Yes.
I don't think we were born the same year though. I think we're a little far apart. Today marks 6 years of streaming. Oh, 6 years! Wow, that's fantastic, DJ.
So, like, basically when Twitch started? I mean, because it's been around...
Yeah,
it hasn't been around that long, has it?
Well, it must be.
I mean,
how long has Twitch... I think Twitch has been around that long.
Oh, I mean, like, in general, not that long.
So you've been around pretty much from the beginning, huh, DJ? That is fantastic. Congratulations. Yeah, happy anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
6 years today.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, that's for you. That's our little peanut.
There we go.
That's our peanut gallery
that's
right
so I can use it that way, right?
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yes. Right.
Cool. Well,
that's really impressive.
Definitely a good reason to celebrate. Okay, so this guy, I think I got most of his stuff here. I'm gonna put him back too. Trade out this one.
Well, we're zooming through it.
We're not gonna get all these done today, but we'll get.
No, we probably won't get them all just because it's going a little slower than you. We can't just slap it on. Unfortunately, we can't just slap it on. I mean, I guess we could, but it would probably wouldn't look very good.
It's still way faster, though. I gotta tell you,
it is still way faster. And even, I mean, I'm doing a little slapping. I mean, you guys can see me, right? You can see what I'm doing. Can you see me? Can you see what I'm? Oh no, maybe you can't. Ha! I'm behind here and I'm behind there. So no, thanks to PS4. Oh, okay.
What is thanks to the PS4?
I think he's got 6 years thanks to PS4. So, did you start streaming on PS4 or start streaming with the PS4? PS4 hasn't been out that long. Has it?
Oh, I don't know. I know the one has been Xbox One has been
I know the PlayStation itself has.
Well, no, but the Xbox One came out like I think 4 years ago already. 4 years ago, believe it or not.
So I still can't decide. The last gaming console I bought was the Wii. I'm not that great at video games. I play
the Wii
board
was
games.
About 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. So 6 years with the PS4. Okay. All right. So it has been around that long. Wow. I really need to get myself a PlayStation. So I used to have a PlayStation, and then I got a Wii. And I don't even have the Wii U. I had like the original Wii. Like I camped out the night before they came out.
Yeah, they came out like 2007.
And they came out right around our birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember.
And so I was
in Japan when it came out in Japan.
Ooh, I want to get that for my birthday, and it was the only thing I've ever camped out for.
I almost got it. I almost got one. Yeah. But then I was worried that it wouldn't work on American television.
His whole leg isn't plague bared.
Well, that's not my problem.
That was me. So should I go and do that plague bear first? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to do it in order. I found a spot that needed. That's why I had it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I caught you.
I was wondering. That's the first one I found.
I get to be quality control here.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, right.
That's the first time I found like a whole leg though. Right? Salty's having a heck of a day. If you can hear her in the background, I don't know if it's picking her up. At the time I didn't have this name. I had Willie News, which got retired on September 1st. Oh, I like that name, Willie News. But I could see where it could be misconstrued.
Yeah, thanks to internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people are jerks.
Oh, I didn't get his foot either.
Oh, so I never even talked about the colors I did for this catapult. I should talk about that.
Talk about the catapult.
There we go. Look how nice that is. I mean, honestly, I didn't do anything, so I can say it's nice because I didn't do anything. I could pull out the one. I did one too. Yeah, you did a catapult?
I didn't do the catapult, but I did the crossbow.
Let's do a little show and tell here. So all this is Wraithbone and Skeleton Horde. One layer of Skeleton Horde. I don't even think I thinned it out. I can't even remember, honestly. And one layer of... Dang it. I can't remember.
Oh, no! That's going to happen to me.
One layer of Skeleton Horde. I want to say it's Basilicanum Gray.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Well, that's the only... I only have that or Wildwood for dark... Like a darker...
Yeah, and there's no way that's Wildwood.
Right, it's not. So, let's just say...
But this is going to be interesting. It was just a viewer from 2011 onward. I was just a viewer from 2011 onward.
Oh, okay. So you were lurking for a while. You were lurking, and then you were like, "Hey, I can do this."
Okay.
So let me find that color really quick, so that way you can see which ones I did. So I did. This is the first layer. After doing the Wraithbone, Skeleton Horde, so you can see it's kind of a nice amber color, at least the mass tone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or I should say the undertone is.
Oh yeah, that turned out good. Yeah.
And it when you put it on, when you layer it on, it turns out like more of a bone yellow, bone kind of color yellow. And then the Basilicanum, I went back in, and I mainly did that just to bring out like the rivets and the wood grain a little bit more, because just the Skeleton Horde alone, it doesn't quite have that contrast. It doesn't have contrast, yes. Right? But it's funny because some of these contrast paints, the contrast is very subtle.
Very.
So that is one thing to keep in mind. Your Skeleton Horde is going to be a little more subtle. Your Apothecary White. So that's why you do want to actually have multiples of some of the same colors, because they have about 4 different grays.
Yeah. They
have the Basilicanum White. Apothecary White, which is actually a very, very light gray. Right? Yes. So if you do that, and then you do the Basilicanum Gray on top of that, then you get kind of a gradation happening. Mm-hmm. Because you're layering the contrast. Right? Okay, so tell us about this one. Okay, I can already tell that one's Wildwood, isn't it?
Actually, so
no?
What I did...
It's not?
...was I did a different base. I know, crazy. Wait, where is it? Make sure I get the right one.
Well, you did the metal bits, too. Mm-hmm. Some of the metal bits.
So I did a base. Oh. I primed it with a brown.
Is it Gorgrenta? Or
it's
no, that's
Morfang.
A different... Oh, Mornfang. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Beastman name. I just didn't know which one.
So
Mornfangs are the things that the ogres ride.
I used a Morfang.
Yeah.
And then over the Morfang, I believe is what I did was Skeleton Horde.
Okay. Oh, well, you went in reverse then, and it worked out okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I didn't know to not do it in reverse.
Well, I mean, technically, if it's a lighter color, you can treat it like a glaze, right?
Yeah, and so then I did the Skeleton Horde, and then I went and I just took that lead belcher, and I only put it, see, on the very tip.
I saw that.
And then wherever there would be rivets or bullets.
Okay.
So very, very, very distinctly. And so that's all I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So made it actually, you know what? I might have done Apothecary White and then Skeleton Horde. Now that I think of it.
All right.
Yeah. Did the brown, then Apothecary White, then Skeleton Horde.
Well, then that would make it kind of a grayish brown then, right?
Which is what I was going for.
On the whole, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get, because there's some wood grain here.
Yeah.
If you look, and I was trying to bring up that wood grain.
Yeah.
As well as make it look, if you look, can you see here how it looks like it's rope?
Yeah. Right.
The Apothecary White did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
All right.
That's how I did that. So, but you can tell there is a difference. But that's okay, because they're 2 different expansions.
Well, yeah.
So, it was
not,
okay
right?
for them.
Yeah, one's lighter. Certainly on camera, it looks lighter, but
One's definitely lighter, but it could have just been 2 different woods.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2 different woods that were used to build them, which is
Makes
what I went with.
perfect sense.
That's what I went with. Yeah.
Definitely. So you should write that recipe down.
I really should. Yeah.
Well, because it is a little different.
It is a little different, but so I was trying to think, how can I get that rich kind of brownish color that you see sometimes in the older aged wood, and that's what I was going for.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Like how oak can look.
Exactly. Yeah. There's that. And
there's like oak or chestnut, or is it chestnut? Yeah, isn't that, do people make things out of chestnut trees? I don't know. Seems like they would, right?
Sure, if I've seen a lot of chestnut wood. Hickory. Yeah. I lost this name for 2 months due to a bug merged. Oh, wow.
Oh, what now?
Use my old name. Oh, just he lost his name for a bit because of a bug.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
You know, that's one of the things about, like, I'm gonna take a little break. I just realized I've been at it this whole time.
Oh my gosh. I just found more of a leg that needed to be done. Go for it.
What was I gonna say? Oh, it just sucks when people like put all that time into something that just, you know, can just disappear.
Oh, I know, right?
Because it's...
Oops, curse voice.
Huh.
You can curse on our channel.
Oh, unless he's talking about the... Isn't there a voice of... What's it called? Isn't curse also a voiceover thing?
Oh, is it?
I can't remember.
Oh, am I being dumb?
No.
Ignorant?
No, not even that. Not even ignorant. No, it's just... I don't even know if they have it anymore, but I think it was a thing that people used a lot. They used vent a lot. Remember?
Curse voice chat.
Okay, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a voice chat.
Yeah.
For gamers, right? Like, you know,
yeah, for gamers.
Like us. Yeah.
Is it kind of like Discord or?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
But I remember I made a profile for it and all that, you know, just to be able to play one game with somebody, you know, and like you go through all that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Twitch bought it out and switched to Twitch Message. Oh, that's why it's not around anymore. There you go. So, yeah.
Now you know.
That's why it never gets brought up anymore. Okay.
Now you know.
But yeah, it was like to play one game. And then somebody liked Discord, so we had to switch to Discord for chat.
Slack.
Like, I only use
lot.
this to talk to 2 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why do you have to go through all these hoops sometimes?
No, I get it.
When people are stubborn about, like, no, they don't want to use Messenger, or they don't want to use this or that. And then I had another person had me switch to Telegram. For text messages.
Oh my goodness, I've never even heard of that one.
Well, that was actually really cool, though. I gotta say. But I ended up only convincing like 2 or 3 other friends to use it, so...
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, oh, I have to remember that I have it.
Well, see, that happens. You can find cool apps, but then nobody wants to use them.
Nobody wants to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Telegram, you can send each other stickers, which of course you can do in any freaking messaging program, but it's the stickers themselves that are cool, because you can actually make your own stickers, which I did.
Ooh,
I made a few.
That is kind of cool.
And that was fun. So.
Yeah, that is kind of neat.
But yeah. Oh goodness.
So this is quite the little tedious skirt he's wearing.
Yeah, I know. Who knew how much fashion they had?
Right?
Oh,
zombies, why do they need so much clothes?
They're so fashionable.
Next time on Happy Little Ninjas.
Yeah, naked zombies.
It's like, really, do we need to be clothing our zombies?
Clothing optional zombies.
Let's just have that discussion. And I keep finding skin. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
What is this guy? This guy's got no, like, he's got some skin issues. I'm just going to say that.
Just to get a close-up of what I'm doing. See that? Shiny? Just putting that right on. Look what it does, though. Mass tone, undertone.
Yeah, it really brings up everything.
Look at that.
It really does.
So, I keep thinking about, like, what is this paint? It's like an ink. It's like a wash. I know we've had it for a good several months now.
Since June.
But I just now thought of, it's kind of like enamel paint. Also.
You mean
like an enamel, like a Testors. Remember that brand, the Testors brand?
Yeah, I remember the Testors. Well, they still have it, but
yeah. Well, they do still have it. You're right, but they switched. Did you know they got? I'm pretty sure they don't even have the enamel anymore. I think they're all acrylic.
I think they are all acrylic.
Yeah, and
the only thing you find
shiny.
in enamel anymore is occasionally you'll find nail polish.
Right, and it's just high gloss. It's really the only difference.
And that's the only thing they really do in enamel, because now they do everything in gel.
Oh, for nail polish?
For nail polish.
I didn't know that.
I was able to relive my... Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you're able to do that. It was about his name.
Revive it.
Revive it.
Yeah.
On PS4.
Good.
Yeah, we got it.
It's just...
We figured it out.
Gosh, what is it with... a lot of people in Borderlands 3 are losing their saves. And
Oh, yeah?
That's a game that people spend, hundreds of hours on.
And a lot of money.
People losing their saves on there.
That's not good.
That is not good. But I don't know. I think they mostly... I don't know for sure, but if you... DJ, if you haven't played Borderlands 3, do you know if they've solved that issue yet? Because I know on the PS4, specifically, it was a menu issue where the menu would freeze up whenever you were playing multiplayer.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever you're going to... check your inventory or whatnot, or do your skills upgrades.
Do you play Borderlands, DJ?
Yeah, that's kind of a thing we might have in common, because I played the heck out of it and I am done for a while.
Are you?
Yes, I have too many legendaries. So
now I haven't played it. What is a legendary?
So a legendary is the highest quality weapon that you can get.
And is that like what you're trying to do in Borderlands? Is get a bunch of weapons, or just go through the adventure? Is it a shooter? Is it an adventure?
It's all those things, yeah. But what happens is once you've beaten the game, it's kind of just like, get more loot, level up, get more loot, level up.
Then it's just kind of like a robbery.
Grinding, yeah.
Grinding.
It's very grindy.
Yeah. Oops, I forgot to put end. Oh, it's all right.
So then it kind of just becomes this hunt.
Oh, it's cool. We gotcha.
Becomes this hunt for the coolest item, even though you're at max level. So basically, it's just people at this point. Anybody that's level 50 is pretty much just spinning their wheels until the expansion comes out.
Oh, and they still haven't done that.
Yeah. Well, it just barely came out in September, so
oh,
you got to give them a couple months, right?
I guess that's so.
Yeah, I guess so, if you really have to.
I suppose.
But, I mean, people are so impatient, we need this new content immediately, but it's like, well, they're not really done making it. That's why it's not out, because I guarantee it'd be out if it really were done. And, this is the same group of people that complain, like, you released it too soon.
Well, so is there,
it's too buggy. So,
So what's the big game everybody's excited about for Christmas?
Oh,
Is there one?
I had no idea. DJ might know.
Is there a big game?
Here we go.
I tried Borderlands 3 at my niece's house in October.
There you go. So you did try it out. All right. So if you tried it, maybe it didn't really
sit with him.
Stick too much, right? Like, there's probably better ones for, So I know there's Destiny. Outer Worlds just came out. Outer Worlds is a really famous, well, it's just trending, I should say. because
yeah, I should ask what's trending.
It's because it's the same people that worked on Fallout Vegas, I believe, New Vegas. I never actually played Fallout New Vegas, but I believe that's what what they're known for.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a team that made Fallout New Vegas, and they're very beloved. And the one that came out after, not so beloved. It's Fallout 76.
Well, comment if you know anything about that,
Yeah.
or if you're looking forward to a certain game.
This is mostly me just lurking.
Yeah.
And reading the game news and whatnot. And then Diablo 4, of course, I'm hyped about that.
So
but it's not going to come out for a couple more years. So. Sad face.
That is a sad face.
I mean, they had a build of it already at BlizzCon, which is, the Blizzard.
Yes.
Blizzard game convention devoted specifically to Blizzard games.
Right.
Which is pretty wild that something like that even exists. I might buy it when I get Xbox One. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I had an Xbox One, but I have terrible internet, so I wasn't able to.
Well, you live in the bean.
Well, it's not even. No, there's houses right next door to me that have high speed.
Really?
That have high speed.
So it's just you.
Yep, it's just my neighborhood.
That's weird.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
You need a booster.
I
have one in the closet.
I don't know what that is. What do you mean?
It's a Wi-Fi booster or a cell booster. It boosts the cell signal from certain carriers. Mine works with Verizon.
Okay. So let me just give you an example. I'm supposed to have 300K a second. I have 70K a second.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
No, it's horrible. I can't even load my mail sometimes.
Oh yeah, you need to do something about that.
Well, okay, but we're allotted, and this just recently happened in the last couple months. We're allotted 50 gigs now. We were only allotted 10 gigs of high speed before that. 10 gigs goes through. Well, you go through.
Go through that like lickety split.
Yeah, you do any kind of streaming. Like you watch one Twitch thing, and it's like probably already a gig. Right?
Oh well, normally it shows about a gig.
Depending on the speed or the quality.
Yeah.
Right. So if you watched everything at 480p, of course you could probably get through quite a few. But anyway, it was just like, well, I couldn't even download the updates for the Xbox.
I know this because I used to live on a mountain where I had to use satellite internet, and we had restrictions on our gigabytes, and that's why I know how big a movie is, how many gigs a movie is, and all of that.
It would throttle it after you go past a certain amount of gigs.
You had to pay more. You only got a certain amount of gigs when we were on the mountain.
It didn't even go to lower speed?
No, it just stops unless you pay more.
Yikes.
Yeah.
When you were a mountain person?
Yeah, which is why I have an extender in my own little cell tower. Because I didn't want to be...
Well, I might want to look into that, but I don't even have the Xbox anymore because I couldn't do anything.
Right, because you just don't have enough bandwidth.
I had the freaking games. I had the freaking games, and I installed them and everything. Oh, downloading update. Won't let you play it until it's downloaded as freaking update. Like, I can't play this game at all until I get the update, and it was 5 gigs. So it was like, okay, well, it's going to take 3 days to download one update.
It's like modem speed.
Yeah, it was modem speed, right. Oh, hey, we've got... might get it from Game Pass. Okay, so...
Oh, yeah, that's always a good way to do it. Game Pass. The Xbox Game Pass.
Okay. So what's that?
It's
just kind of like Netflix, but
it's kind of like Netflix, but with games.
Okay.
Where you pay a monthly and you have access to the game.
Yes, it's just like Gold when they used to have it. You used to get free games sometimes.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. I know I borrowed a friend's Xbox for a little while to try it out. And I actually signed up for Game Pass while I was borrowing it. Uh-huh. So that I would have some games downloaded.
Cool.
So, yeah. I think it is kind of like Netflix for games.
Neat. Okay. Well, I do know they're doing the... Google is going to do the thing. Have you heard of the thing that they're doing?
Which thing are they doing now?
They're going to do a game streaming. You can stream the game as you're playing it.
Kind of like Twitch.
No. You can stream the actual game. The game is downloading as you're playing it.
Oh.
And I think it probably caches, so that way you don't even have to... Oh, they still have gold? Yeah. I've been so long, I don't even know my account info or anything. Because my old my original Xbox 360 is kind of decommissioned right now. I just haven't been using it.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of I got too many other things I'm doing. I've got a nice laptop with Borderlands 3 and playing some older games like the 2016 Doom and Wolfenstein.
Nice.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Stadia, that's it. Or Stadia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's probably Stadia.
Glad he knew, because I was like...
That's it.
Now he's speaking something I don't understand.
So they're going to come out with like 12 games at launch, and one of them is Samurai Showdown.
Ooh, so Stadia, is that something you're looking forward to, or is that something that's already out? Or
it'll be coming out.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not out yet.
All right.
I think that might be a Christmas thing, actually.
That's
I don't know.
A Christmas thing?
Possibly. It may just
I'm
be more about the sales.
Short break, too, now.
Okay.
Because I did a whole row and a half.
Cool. Okay, we're going to get pretty far then.
We are getting quite a bit.
And it's not
worth the $10 per month. You still have to buy a game full prices. Oh, for the gold?
Oh.
You mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
They used to have it to where they would actually be like, this game's free this month.
Yeah.
So they must not have that anymore. Well, and it was also in order to be able to play with other people online, I guess. You know, you join the...
Woo! Uh-oh. I get it. Yeah, there it is. I was just looking, because I think this stuff up top is going to be armor on him. So it's just... Oh, look, missing some leg.
The Black Templar. So we could do Black Templar, Dry Brush with Lead Belcher. So anybody that doesn't know what the heck we're talking about,
we're talking foreign language now.
We do generally show the paint pot, so you can get an idea what colors we're using.
Yes, we do.
So the one we're using right now is Snakebite Leather. That's what we're putting on these guys. Named after an old school paint that GW made, Citadel. I should say Citadel.
Citadel.
Probably a better descriptor.
For people who know.
And to distinguish it from GGT.
This too. Yes. Yes. So I'm just double checking all his bits and pieces to make sure that I don't need to add anything for his skin. Because I've been finding there might have been a few spots where I was paying more attention to arrow or flash than my...
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. It was a particularly pivotal scene.
It might have been, and I might have missed a couple of spots.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna correct those areas. Just on the ones that seem to be extra fleshy. The extra fleshy dudes where I miss flesh.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do these last two, and I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. Actually,
yeah, I'm thinking the same.
Maybe a little bit. We'll see if we can. Let's see, what time are we at? Well, yeah, we could finish these up, I think, and then
we probably got about 10 minutes more.
Yeah, let's do about 10 more minutes. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I might actually get to add the black. Let's see. PS Now and Xbox Game Pass is a better deal instead of Google Stadia. There you go.
Oh, good to know.
Unfortunately, I only have PC at the moment when it comes to...
what about Steam?
Gaming. Yeah, steaming. Or streaming.
So, I haven't done it, but I've been interested because they have some games that I'm interested in in Steam.
I play almost all my games on Steam.
And you can stream Steam, can't you?
Well,
can you stream Steam?
I think you can. I hadn't even thought of that, but I think you can. I think they have a streaming thing. Forgot all about that. Alright, so we got...
I'm going to have to look into that.
Just one more guy.
I might be interested in that. Alright, I think I got all his little bits green.
Well, if you're doing PC, there's a lot of games.
That doesn't mean that I'm any good at a lot of them.
Oh, well, you know, you find kind of like karaoke. You find your song.
Find your niche.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I like the adventure puzzle stuff. At least, like, all right.
Definitely
Now I'm about to date myself, but like the last major PC game I ever played was Seventh Guest.
I remember that game.
You remember that game?
I do remember that game.
I think they've made it into a board game now. Steam is a PC platform. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like PS4 and Xbox and Switch.
Yeah, it's where you download the games and you run them from that platform. So there was a big controversy with Borderlands 3 because it was normally a Steam game on PC. And then they sold the exclusivity distribution rights to Epic Games, which is known for Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
But before that, I mean, they were known for Gears of War, so it's kind of funny. They got like the full.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the full spectrum of like kid game, kid friendly.
You're right.
And then just utter chaos, violent, super violent, Mortal Kombat kind of game. So it's kind of interesting that that was the one that won over. So they're exclusive for like a whole year. So there's people that got, of course, all pissed off about it because people don't like things. People fear change, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a great. I haven't had a whole lot of great times with the platform, the Epic Games platform, but I don't care. I just want to launch the game. So if the game launches, I'm happy. And I don't have to wait another 6 months to play it. So it's just kind of funny how people get, stuck on things like that.
Get like that.
Yeah.
I swear I see more skin.
Okay, so since we do have a few more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get started on one of these.
Masks?
And do the Black Templar. Yeah,
All
I'll do Black Templar and the masks, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
If I have it.
Oh, I have some.
I could do the gray.
I have some Black Templar here.
I'm kind of... Well, no, it's going to get covered up anyway, so it doesn't necessarily have to be fancy. So this stuff, I'm definitely going to want to thin.
Yes.
You want to thin the Black Templar. That's just my general advice for Black Templar.
You definitely want to thin them.
Because you see how solid, like, that is how it looks in real life right there. It's just a black blob.
It is. It's like a blob.
It is a blob.
And it goes on just like that.
Right. So, unless you have, like, a ton of texture areas and places for that paint to flow into, it's going to be straight up black. So you want to avoid painting anything that's, like, super smooth surfaces. With this color in particular.
Okay. But
in general, that's even what you want to have for most of these contrast paints, is you want to have a little bit more on the textured side. Steam Link lets you stream your Steam games from PC to your phone. Wow. Or tablet controller required for some games.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, I haven't done any of that kind of stuff, so that is interesting. So you see I'm kind of doing a little corner where it's a little bit more thinned out, a little thicker towards the middle, see? Just so everybody knows what I'm up to. And I'm going to grab my guy that is probably the driest. And I'm going to go ahead and throw some Black Templar on there. And that particular color, I don't need to show you.
Come on.
Pretty straightforward. It's black paint. And with it this thinned out, it might almost be too thinned out. But this way I can actually see the detail a little better. So,
it's gonna eventually focus. Ah.
So he's got kind of like an executioner hood thing. That's what it looks like to me.
It does kind of look like an executioner's hood.
Yeah. And so since it's a little thinned out, it doesn't quite have as severe of an effect, and it looks more of like a dark gray.
Oh,
so if anybody can see there, let's spin it around a little bit. And you can kind of see what's going on. You can actually see the color underneath, which is the idea of the contrast paint in general. So if there's any point where you don't see the color underneath, you're kind of defeating the point of contrast. You want to see that primer underneath the color, because that's creating your highlight for you.
Right.
Generally speaking, it's good to have it.
Go.
Okay, so this other guy, he's got like a metal plate.
Bite.
He's got like a metal plate for some reason. This guy here.
Yeah, so he doesn't have the full hood.
Right.
He has like a collar on. Like a metal collar.
Okay.
With a hood. And you see how it just goes to here.
Yeah.
You see, it only goes, he's got like mutton chops.
Right around the jaw, yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So, I'm just going to let that paint flow into his eyes just to help with to bring it out. And try to get some paint in the corners of the hood so that way it looks kind of outlined a little bit.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what we're going for here. Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, number 3. Alright, so it starts getting more and more detailed. You know, the more stuff that as you move along from general to specific with these miniatures, it's getting more and more detailed.
Well, especially with these.
Yep. Gotta be a little more careful every time. Progressively more careful. And you know, later on, if you do want to do touch-ups or whatever, it's probably best to just do those last when you're batch painting.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but it kind of interrupts the flow otherwise.
Right,
so.
right.
I'm glad I didn't get PS View.
Because the service is awful. Way too much buffering. Even on a good internet connection.
Well, that would definitely
that's good to know.
That would be frustrating.
That would be frustrating. Yeah. So, oh, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Must have been a lie. That's what my mother always said. You forgot it. Must not have been the truth. Alright, so these skirts aren't going too slow, at least on this guy.
Okay.
So that's a
good.
plus. Yeah. He's just going to have a lot of lead on him.
I forgot to mention how many drops of contrast medium I used for the Black Templar. So I used about 3-4 drops.
To how many drops of Templar?
Templar, well, it was that big blob, so I didn't really...
Oh, it was a pretty big blob then.
Didn't measure it out, but...
Okay.
You know, it's kind of, you just almost have to eyeball it after you've gotten used to painting for a while.
Yeah, because you can have a tendency, I found at least, to use too much contrast medium.
It's pretty easy to do. Yeah, it definitely is.
And you have to be careful not to do that.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, why am I even putting this on when it's super thin?
Because it just thins it out to the point where it is so transparent. Yeah, you just got nothing. Yeah, you might as well.
It's like painting nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. You might as well just been painting the medium on.
Yep, exactly, because it's essentially what you're doing.
Right.
So, this black kind of dries a little grayish, and that's because I'm going to whisper you my contact info. I want to meet with... Oh, cool, let's do it.
Okay,
yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. Yeah, I know we're just painting minis right here, so, you know, I'm just kind of like riffing on gaming stuff that I do know about, but I don't really know a lot of the really current stuff, so that'd be fun to chat about. I just bought a Neo Geo Mini, so if you don't have one of those, I could bring that over and we could try it out. So that's one thing we could do. I did hear bad reviews about how it plugs into the TV. Unfortunately, the resolution's pretty basic. You know, it doesn't look too great on the television, unfortunately. But I mainly got it, you know, nostalgia reasons, but also I'm kind of been collecting those retro consoles as well, so I'm definitely into that kind of stuff. Particularly if they're done well, of course. because there's a lot of them that are like knockoffs that aren't so great.
Oh yeah.
But the flashback is kind of one of them that it was
he
like.
Says I want to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will definitely when we get connected, I will definitely be bringing that over for sure, and give it a try. Play some Samurai Showdown or something. So that's the main reason I got it, because this particular version of it, because they've released multiple versions of it, and I'm a sucker, so I actually have more than one, and I haven't even played it yet. So, but one of them has got multiple versions of Samurai Showdown on it, like every single one except for one that only came out, like it was like one of the last dying breaths of the series. So let's see, whisper me. I don't see it on my end.
That's beyond my abilities at the moment.
What?
Seriously. Let's see.
Yeah, how do we do that? I don't know how to do that. So
yeah, we could figure that one out ourselves.
Okay.
I think we have to do that.
Well, you know what I can tell you right now, DJ, is that you can find me on Instagram at Daintist. D-A-I-N.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, DAINTIST. Instagram. So just tell me that you're DJ, and we can get connected, DJ Willie, and you can get connected on that way. That would probably be the easiest way to do that. So
that's true.
Yeah, for sure. Where's the camera? I don't know which one am I looking at.
There, I put it out.
Which camera am I looking at?
That one.
Oh, this one here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it started.
Oh, we did. We started.
Yeah, it's starting to skip.
I don't know why it's starting to skip. That's bizarre.
Daintist. There we go.
There we go. I put it out there. So that is his IG.
Yeah, find me on Instagram if you have it.
You can find him on Insta. I don't know what.
Well, even if you just see the profile, it has my website, which also has my other contact info.
Exactly.
So there we go. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, I don't have any other current generation consoles though. I mostly, like I said, I kind of stopped with the 360. So, yeah, because it's just, I don't know, it was just like, I don't want to spend another $500 or whatever. I just didn't feel like being.
Well, that's the other reason why I haven't either, is it's so expensive now to even get into it.
Well, yeah, and I also have the Steam games, so I got so used to playing on PC, and then I reached a certain point where I could only I was basically only able to play Xbox games for a short period of time, and then I got a nice laptop just last year.
Oh, nice.
So and it actually can play a bunch of games that I didn't even have a chance to play. That are from only from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, so I'm catching up.
Fantastic.
Starting to catch up. Well, I was really amazed I was even able to play Borderlands at all on that laptop because, it came out this year, right? So I kind of thought like, okay, I'm gonna be lucky if I can play this on low.
Right.
But I got away with playing it on medium high.
Oh, cool.
Which it looks great to me. I mean,
That's awesome.
I'm not as picky as I used to be. So,
that's pretty much gonna be our show
for
today. We're still working on it.
We'll
be back next Friday to continue on, getting through this horde.
Yeah.
And because we got to get this all painted and one more expansion painted before we play Zombicide.
Definitely. This better be a fun game.
It better be. I know. I've never even played it. I hope this is a good game.
I mean, have you heard good things at least? I'm sure you have.
I have.
Right?
I've heard pretty good things.
Yeah.
They've even come out with a new one now, but we're gonna play this one. I know. So
if we don't hurry up, they'll be up to
3.0. To so many different versions than what we have. But next, I'm putting this down.
Okay.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, I know it's been blocking.
We have. In fact, I'll just pop this up so you can all see me. It's like, hey, look.
It was kind of blocking you all.
It was kind of blocking me. So next Thursday, at around the same time, around 3-ish, the girls, Sadie and I will be here to play our W game, our X game, and our Y game. Yeah, we're just gonna.
Cool.
Thank you, DJ Willie.
Yeah, thanks for
the follow.
Yeah, thank you for the questions and for the comments and information.
And yes, thank you so much for
feedback.
all your interaction. We love all the interaction.
Absolutely.
And So we will be playing our W, X, Y. Our W game is Wacky Races.
Yeah.
Our X game is X Tiles. And our Y game is the Y game. That's what it's called. The Y game. It's a classic.
Because of course it is, right?
Yes. And so we're going to knock those out. They all can be played as 2-player games, or they are 2-player games. And
cool. Right.
So it's kind of like a 2-player extravaganza of games next Thursday. Next Friday, Dane and I will be back to paint more zombies for you. Yay! You know you love us.
Yeah.
We know we love us if nothing else.
Oh wait, that was supposed to be cheering.
Well, that was perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Right on the money. And do you have any other shows going on, puppet shows or anything?
So, well, tonight is the 3rd reception for my art show. So if you're on near Grand Avenue, approximately 13th Avenue and Grand, McKinley and Grand, more specifically.
Yes.
Because Grand is a weird street.
Grand is a weird street, yes.
Yes, it is. It is a weird street. Just the way it is.
So, yeah, you go and see his art. So it's right there at McKinley and Grand.
Yep.
So at what's the restaurant?
Cobra Flute Studios.
Flute Studios.
It's a gallery. Yeah,
it's a gallery.
It's near a restaurant though.
Oh,
you're on the right track.
I was right by. It's right by there.
Right on the corner of Barrio Cafe.
That's right.
So the Barrio Cafe.
Yeah, right by there.
If you know about that place.
Now, is this the weird and confusing, right?
Isn't it?
It is. Grand Avenue is very weird. But this actually is an area of Grand that isn't too bad for driving.
Yeah.
I will tell you that.
You can actually park on the side of the street.
There are places to park.
On the weekend. On the weekend you can park on the side of the street. Or actually during the week
What
too.
time does that start?
That is from 6 to 10, so I gotta get home and get.
Yeah, you do. You gotta get home. So his art show is tonight, and is this the final one?
This is the final one.
I need to get my ass out there.
Yeah, for sure. So, Grand Avenue.
Grand Avenue. Mm-hmm. Get down there and see some of Dane's fabulous art.
Cobra Flute Studio.
It throws my dad off a lot. Oh, it throws me off a lot, and I'm a Lyft driver. I try to avoid it. Believe me.
So it goes both northeast and southwest.
Yeah, because it's a total diagonal. It used to be the only highway actually that went through the town.
Wait, I got it wrong again, didn't I? It's northwest and it's northwest and southeast. Yeah.
Throws him off too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just used to,
Exactly.
What I do is I take 15th Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that totally works.
From my side of town, 15th Avenue actually exists.
It does. Yeah, it does. So go check out Dane's art show. Yeah. We'll be back next Thursday for sure. Oh, you're in West Phoenix. Hey, West Phoenix tonight is G3's Thanksgiving gaming.
Okay.
At the Peoria Life Church. Google that shit. Find it. It starts at 7.
What's it called again?
I think it
starts
G3. G3. Yeah, it starts at 7, goes to like 1:30 a.m. They're playing games.
At Peoria Life Church.
Yeah, okay. I might even stop by that.
So you don't have to be religious. It's just the venue.
No, it's just the venue. You don't have to be religious at all.
So they're just renting out that venue.
Exactly. Okay. It's just the venue. They're going to be playing lots of games.
Cool.
Yeah.
Board games.
Board games.
Okay. Yeah. Jason told me about that.
Yeah. So go check out G3 if you're on the west side, or if you want to drive to the west side. I might be driving over to the west side to check that out myself after I check out Dane's. I got to do that too.
You don't have to.
Well, I want to.
I know you want to.
I want to see your art.
So. I'm not gonna make you drive more than you have to.
How often do I get to go to an art show where I actually know the artist? Right.
Well,
So, but thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next week. And
yes.
Sometime this month, it might even debut on Thanksgiving Day. I haven't decided.
Oh,
I will be debuting the Lonely Ovary Show, which is a solo series playing board game.
Interesting. Okay.
So sometimes you just want to play a board game by yourself.
Okay.
And
cool.
Especially if you're me and you're by yourself. And so I'm going to do the Lonely Ovary Show.
Okay.
And we're going to start off with a Firefly game called Lonely in the Verse.
Oh, well, that works out great.
So I'm just lonely out here in the universe. So
been to an art show in 2014.
Just a single one.
It's been a minute then.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it might be time for another one.
Might be time to check it out, and he's got some fantastic art.
So if you do follow me on Instagram, you'll see my art.
You will see his art. Yeah.
I did some posts about I did some Inktober challenges and recently.
I loved those.
Yeah, and a lot of pictures of my minis that are completed.
Which
not in progress.
Sometimes can take him a while.
Yeah, so sometimes there's a gap of about 6 months between images. Of,
But that's like me and my outdoor artwork. My garden stuff. All right, so we're gonna say
let's go and sign off.
And I'm gonna say y'all come back now. Thanks. Bye. We'll do the whole Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Bye.
Awesome.